Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Watson, Director of Communications for the New York State Public High School Athletic Association. Today, Ovetime Sports is on the road just outside Buffalo at the Section 6 offices for the first of 11 mandatory athletic director workshops. NISPA Executive Director Dr. Robert Zayas and Assistant Director Todd Nelson traveled the state in the span of about 30 days for a face-to-face meeting with every athletic director across the state.
Yeah, it just gives us an opportunity as a staff to really get out in the front of the membership at the beginning of each school year to let them know that we're available to assist them in anything that they may need assistance with as the school year starts.
You do 11 of these across the state basically in a month's time, and you get face-to-face time with almost 800 athletic directors. I have to think that's invaluable for them to know you're always available and the staff is always available for their needs.
That's a big part of what we want to be perceived as is a membership-led organization that's here to service our member schools. At the end of each presentation, I put a slide up with my cell phone number on it to make sure that if athletic directors, administrators need assistance, they know who to call, and we can go ahead and provide them with assistance.
You've been doing the AD workshops for 12 years. You're a former athletic director yourself. Do you see the value in these workshops?
Absolutely. I think it's invaluable information that the association provides to the athletic directors. We provide services to them that we want them to take back to their schools and hopefully use to help minimize risk to student athletes or better their athletic program or make their jobs easier, really. That's what our job is. We want to make their jobs easier. In my opinion, it's one of the toughest jobs in the whole school, and I think anything that we can provide to make their job easier is going to be a benefit to them.
As an athletic director, sometimes you probably feel like a lot falls on your shoulders, but meetings like this, I have to think, are important to know that if we have questions, we can come to the section. We can come to Section 6 and ask.
Certainly, and we reiterate that on a daily basis, that we work for them, whether it's Section 6 or the association or at the association level, we work for our member schools and we're here for them. Our job is to keep them out of harm's way. And I think that's what this meeting focuses on today and has focused on for the past 10 years. And that is very important. As you know, we've had teams that exceed the maximum number of contests. Although it's minimal, it is huge when it happens to you in your school district.
How beneficial is it, too, to have them before the season starts or right as the season starts so you're as formed as you can be right as the season begins?
Well, I'll give you a perfect example. Today, it just brought to my attention a mixed competition issue that you need to go address. So it does. Even somebody, I've been in it for a little while now, I do a lot of the stuff, but this is imperative to kick it off in your head and say, oh, wow, I have to do that. It does bring things to light, which is very, very important.
I think it's perfect timing for us, especially in Section 6. It usually ends up being the first or second week, and some of us have already had issues, transfers coming up, APP testing, so it's perfect timing for us because I think you guys had 5-6 people that stopped you right away to ask questions.
When you're on the road doing the workshops, is there one area that you like to focus on?
Absolutely. One of my areas of responsibility is minimizing risk to our student athletes, so we have many programs that address that. The USA Heads Up football program, I'll be talking to all the athletic directors about that. Impact testing, we've had a relationship with Impact for over 10 years now. The concussion management program, and a new partner that we have is Easy Screen. And I'm really going to be focusing on Easy Screen at these workshops because I think it's a fantastic tool that schools can use to minimize risk to their student athletes and help protect the liability of the school district. It's a great communication tool. It gathers the information that is going to be gathered to forever. And it can be used, if there is any litigation or if a physician needs to see the information, it's all right there. So I think that's one of the biggest things that we can give to our athletic directors is ways to minimize risk to our student athletes.
Certainly today, they're going to leave here with a lot of knowledge that they may not have heard for, whether they're a brand new athletic director or whether they've been an athletic director for 33 years. And the information is new. So again, it doesn't matter if you're a brand new athletic director or a seasoned athletic director, the information is pertinent. I believe that they'll leave here and their minds will be spinning, like how much information can I attain and I have to worry about my school. But ultimately, this is to protect them and to share the information with them.
One of the things the NISPA has always focused on is sportsmanship, and I know this year you'll go to the AD workshops and present a sportsmanship banner sign for every school to hang in their gym or at their field. How important was that initiative for you to implement?
Yeah, I think this is just a brand new initiative for our State High School Athletic Association to give back to our member schools in a positive manner, and it's bringing attention to the fact that everybody has a role within the sport community. And I think that we also need to focus on retaining and recruiting new officials. And I'm hoping that this sign at least brings attention to the fact that we all have a role, and when everybody knows their role, students benefit.
This year, the transfer rule may be the biggest and most noteworthy change to our handbook. Obviously, a lot of athletic directors know that, but bringing home the points of emphasis on the new transfer rule, how important is that this year?
Yeah, that's going to be a major emphasis of all athletic director workshops as we travel the state. We're probably making the largest change or revision or amendment to the transfer rule that we've had since the transfer rule came into play, and that's giving students who transfer without a corresponding change of address the ability to participate at the sub-varsity level or have the ability to practice. That's a big change, and I want to make sure that all athletic directors throughout the state fully understand that and have knowledge of it, and then also are able to provide that benefit to the students that are participating within their programs.
One of the things I think the NISPA has always tried to do is put student athletes first, and the new transfer rule, I think, allows kids to participate. It may not allow them to play at the varsity level, but it doesn't force a kid to sit for a full year, and I think it allows a kid to be engaged. Is that the way you look at it?
Definitely. I think the revisions to the transfer rule are kid-focused, and they also put the emphasis of the transfer rule on the varsity level, which I really believe. I've been advocating for this change for about 3 years. I really believe that the transfer rule focusing on participation at the varsity level is where it should be, and then if a student transfers for a number of reasons without a corresponding change of address, they're at least given the ability to get integrated into that program. They develop that sense of belonging. They start learning about the program at the sub-varsity level or through practice.
I think it's going to be a great benefit to our student athletes and parents and administrators. We just want to give kids the opportunity to assimilate back into their new schools, make new friends, make that transition as easy as we can. And we know what athletics can do. It builds teamwork, it builds friendships. So I'm glad that students are getting the opportunity to participate at the sub-varsity level, and at least if they're 11th or 12th grader, they can practice. Still, they're making those new friends, getting assimilated to the new school, so I think it's going to be a great benefit.
As always, an athletic director can reach out to their individual sections if they have questions, or the NISPA staff is always available to talk to athletic directors. For Overtime Sports, I'm Chris Watson.